Come on in, guys. Have a seat. I'm just setting up the link to the web page, to the cam. Get started playing guitar here in 4 minutes. Make sure all the link is working properly. Click. There we are. Lovely. Rid of that. Guitar book 2. But I heard the captain say, "Pay me my money down. Tomorrow is my sailing day. Pay me my money down." Pay me, oh, pay me. Hi, guys. If one of you will let me know if you can hear, the microphones have been okay today so far. So let me know if you're hearing me. Oh, hey, Linda. Linda, let me know if the sound is weird. Um, we had pretty good success with the previous session, so I'm optimistic that we have a good day of sound ahead of us. Okay, so that should be what you're getting on your guitar. I'm going to lower this down just a smidge. You can hear, yay! So let's see. We'll start in 2 minutes, and got just a couple people logged in so far. Sometimes people join in late. This is always a much smaller crowd, and so that's fine. It's absolutely fine. La, 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 la. Linda, I'm delighted that you're playing both. I mean, I think it's noble, right? Most people they pick one instrument and write it out until they're sick of it and then they quit. But I think if you have two, you start to draw connections between the two instruments, and what's good about one and what's good about the other. I think all of those. It's fascinating when you think about it. What how music all ends up being the same, but very different from instrument to instrument. Right? That's kind of what I have this pretty nice guitar that I never played, and so it's not this one. And so I thought I think I should start a little bit of a guitar program. That'll make me want to play more often. So hi guys, if you're just joining us, feel free to say hi in the chat box down right over there, and don't have to if you don't want to, obviously. We're going to be playing here in 1 minute, and make sure you're tuned up. EADGBE, Eddie 8, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie. Once you get tuned up, turn off your thing, otherwise you waste batteries. If you got a snark, they last a long time. If you don't have a snark, you get to buy batteries more often, and that's not ideal. All right, 5:46. Let's get going. Um, we're playing Pay Me My Money Down, and if you are not a regular, all of the resources are at denverguitarorchestra.com. And if you are a regular, you already have your resources in front of you. Let's talk about this song and what at level 2, the main two things that we're starting to work on. You're already able to read the guitar melody line and play from tablature as a straight line melody. That's something at level 2 that I make a basic assumption about. You might not be great at it yet, but you definitely know what you're supposed to do. Is just getting your fingers to cooperate. Is that's a process. The other thing we work on at level, well, so that's the assumption is that you can play from tablature. Second assumption I make is that you're probably still working on getting from one chord to another. And the chords today are A and E. Throughout that second book, I have two chord pairs. So whatever the main chord is and its best friend, and we just go back and forth between those two. And everything in book two is a more or less guitar friendly key, except for Skip to Maloo, which is next in the book, I think, or it's coming up. And then Wheels on the Bus I put in the key of F because we have to get comfy with the key with the F chord. So there are a couple of them that are in the key of F on purpose because we have to tackle those. And then at this level, also not necessarily expecting you're great at playing tough acts, putting it together as a chord melody fingerstyle arrangement, but knowing what it is and knowing what you're trying to do. That's something that is sort of an expectation. On this song, the other piece of information in here is there is some percussive elements is what I'm trying to say, if I will use my words, which would involve either tapping on the guitar or possibly using your thumb to tap on the string. I watch lots and lots of fingerstyle guitar videos, sort of my thing of choice if I'm watching on just for pleasure on YouTube. I see a lot of players using their thumb to tap out the percussion. It's just one more element to add into your song playing that's kind of fun. Okay, so first of all, let's go through. Let's sing the song, and you guys know I am not much of a singer, so we'll get close. I'm not here to show you what a great singer I am. I'm here to help you get better at playing guitar. Okay, so the first note is there's that first note. You're going to grab your A chord. When it's time, you're going to switch to an E chord. And then back to A. This is the guitar player's bread and butter. A to E and back. When you're thinking about playing music on guitar or on any instrument, our tendency is to go for the songs we like and then try to fit them onto the instrument. And that's the backwards way to do it. What you really want to be doing is grabbing a set of tools and then applying them to a piece of music that's going to cooperate. And so in this case, we're starting with A, which you had in level 1, no problem. Then we're going to take that, chase our index finger, back over to the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and add these two back on. That's your E chord. You can use all 6 strings if you want. Go to A. And again, you can use all 6 strings. I'd rather have you just play 5, but 6 is fine. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to sing. It's not going to be pretty, but the purpose is not to listen to me sing. The purpose is to get from A chord to E chord and back. Okay? 1, 2, 3. I thought I heard the captain say, pay me my money down. Tomorrow is my saving day. Bruce Springsteen goes on for about 20 minutes playing that song. Ethan knows a little bit more about singing. He knows a lot more about being cool than I know. And so you can go listen to that and see what he's up to. But they're taking a 2 chord song and just turning it into a whole lot of fun for a long time. Yeah, just go Google him or YouTube him and you'll see that. Okay. Again, for us, if we don't care about the song is irrelevant. What is very relevant is that getting from A over to E and back to A. That's it. That's what we're really working on. By this point, you're holding the guitar properly. You're holding it at a 60-degree angle. You're holding it between your legs. You're holding your left hand in basically a neutral position where this is nice and straight up and down. If you drop your hand, it'll just fall right straight down. It's not, you're not out here where you're going to do this, right? Just nice and straight. That's what we want. Ends up that your hand usually ends up right around the third and fourth fret is about where your hand's going to be. This is oddly close to my face, right? I feel like I don't like my hand being right there. So all that stuff is just very comfortable. When we're playing, we want to avoid our shoulders going up. Just keeping it nice and steady and smooth and beautiful. Okay. All right. Let's go back and we're now going to play the tablature, just a straight line guitar melody line. This is where fingerstyle goes from what we've learned from folk music is, hey, we can take the chords and we can sing and we can have a great time. What we also learn from folk music is that we can't sing worth sour apples, and so we need the guitar to do that for us. And so this is where that comes in. Now, when I get ready to read through a melody line, one thing I'm looking for is where's the tragedies going to befall me. First thing I notice is I see a lot of 2s and a lot of 3s. So I know I'm going to use my middle finger for the 2 and my ring finger for the 3 and nothing else. I'm not even going to use my index finger on that first page. When I get over to the second page, I see a whole lot more of the same. So I'm in good shape. I'm going to be playing my middle finger and my ring finger, and that's it. And I apologize. I'm dancing around on the foot pedal that changes my sheet here, trying to make it where I look like I'm just magically playing with no challenges whatsoever. So we're going to be using our middle finger for 2 and a ring finger for 3. That's it. Okay, we just got to make sure it's on the right string, and then we got to make sure to pluck the right string. Newer players, I think just a thumb down is just fine. If you are a next level player and you are thinking about developing your index and middle fingers, that's the work you're going to be. So whatever string you happen to be on, alternating those back and forth. Sometimes it goes great, sometimes it falls all apart, but that's what you're working for, is trying to get your index and middle where you have some independence and they can start doing jobs on their own. Me, I'm going to play with my thumb. We're just going to play through the melody one time to make sure that that's sounding like what you think it's supposed to sound like. And again, this is where fingerstyle starts, when we turn off our face. Okay, from the top. The other thing you're going to notice is there's long notes in here. So I thought I heard the captain say, pay me. So there's going to be long notes. You got to be very patient. As tablature readers, we have a tendency to go way too fast through those notes, and we want to take our time to get them right. Okay, 1, 2, 3. last note, and you'll see in the second ending, or the third ending in this case, goes on forever. So just try not to let up on anything on your left hand. Let the note ring out for as long as possible. So the melody's pretty straightforward. It's not a great melody, but it's okay, right? And you take basic chord, basic melody. Well, now we're going to smash them together. So two different ways to play the song: sing and strum it, or play it just straight with melody. If you are somebody who's a tab reader and you get good at that, then when you get together with other guitar players, typically they don't know melody, they don't play tab. You get to be the lead guitarist. You get to play the melody, and they'll do the chords for you. And as long as they keep a steady beat, you're in great shape. Like when I'm sitting here at home teaching to a laptop, I don't have anybody drumming and singing that beat for me, and so I'm having to do it all in my head. I'm hoping I'm getting it pretty close. But when you get together to play duets with somebody, heck, man, you're in good shape. That really makes it much easier to play. Just make sure that they're hitting it every single beat nice and even, and then it's really, really fun, and it sounds really nice, right? Something you can do when you have people over, if you ever are allowed to have people over ever again. Okay. All right. Got a few more people showing up. Now we dig into, we're moving beyond just getting the fingers creating the melody, but we're actually getting into the full fingerstyle arrangement. Okay. And what we're going to be doing here is talking about a number of tools. First thing we're going to do, we're going to play through just the tough you axe line, make sure that all of that makes sense to us. Is there's a couple of places in here where it's going to be challenging to get our fingers on correctly. Then we're going to go back through. We're going to talk about ways to jazz it up and to add in some of these tools that fingerstyle players have been using lately that I think are really fun, like really, really nice things to do. So first thing we're going to do, as we do in all fingerstyle all fingerstyle music, is grab the chord first. Okay, so in this case, A chord is going to be our first chord. Look at there, we're going to be holding. We don't need to move anything till measure 4. So just by holding this, we got 3 measures covered. Okay, that's the secret to playing fingerstyle guitar, is you're going to play all these songs everybody knows, and you're going to play it way better than they ever thought you knew how to play guitar. And the reason it's going to sound so great is because you have mastery over these chords and know that the melody's hanging out around them, and really you're not having to work that hard. If you look on YouTube for the really popular fingerstyles, they're barely doing any work over here because they've picked a song and arranged it in such a way as to really make sure that there's not that much work to do. Contrast that to when you see classical guitar players, where they get rid of the chord idea at all, and they are doing much more complex music up and down their neck, and you're going to see them, they're having to work pretty hard over here. It's why they go to school, right? Is to get really good at figuring out how to solve all these problems up and down the neck of the guitar. And so different intents, different style of music, different way to play. Not one isn't necessarily better than the other. One's quite a bit harder than the other, I would say. But we're working at this level, right? All right, grab your A chord. 2 on the first, 2 on the second string, your first note, and then you got to strum. Hit the 0 again on partial strum here. Make sure your thumb has rested on that first string to make sure it doesn't go off. Hit another 2, another strum. We'll come back to the percussive elements later. Then measure 3. Now you're going to roll down that ring finger to get the 2. Roll it back up. Go grab your E chord, and then your pinky's got to come down on 3. So this moment, we're now in the E chord department, but the melody note's sitting right there, so we're going to need to use our pinky to get that. Okay? And I'm sliding it back to get the 2, and then getting rid of it. That's measure 4 is going to be challenging. Hit the 0 again. Put the pink up there. Open pinky. Couple percussive elements there. Just get rid of your pinky, and then go to your A chord. And then I got some decorative notes in there. 2, 2, 2. It's just to fill up time there. Notice when we were playing the melody, I was having to count out loud to make sure that we covered those notes correctly. I just add in decorative notes when I'm a fingerstyle player so I don't come in too early. Okay, next, We're going to move on to measure 10. Remember on measure 10, your first beat is a rest, so you don't want to play anything there. That little wiggle there, make sure you honor that because that's going to be a percussive note. We're either going to tap the guitar here or here with our thumb to create a percussion element there. And then now we come in with the lyrics. Okay, so nice A strum again. Another strum. Just 4 strings on there. Then we're going to have some percussion elements, and then we're going to hit an A chord again. Ring finger, no ring finger, E chord with your pinky. Slide it back, and then get rid of it. I think that's the hardest move in the whole song. 14. It's going to go down to the bottom string, first string, second fret. And it's a cool chord, by the way. And then we're going to get rid of it. And then we're going to go to A chord. And some decorative notes. 2, 2, 2. And that 2 leads us right back to the top of the page. So now you know everything that we're going to do from a chord and fingers, what we're doing with shapes, and you're finding out, man, my pinky is going to be getting a workout here, and it is. I was playing this earlier, going, oh boy, I'm going to totally blow it when I do have to do it on screen today. So just know that is a lot of work. It's pretty hard, and so we're going to be bringing it down on this 3 here a lot, and then occasionally it's going to have to slide back here while you're holding that E chord. So we've got a lot of motion going on here. That's the area where I was really working on. I even went through and adjusted the neck on this thing. The neck is way too tight, and so I thought I loosened it up a little bit, and I didn't get it loose enough. So I got, the action's way too high on this guitar. And so when I get there, I'm going to have to be really mindful to be all right. But plus, I'm busy trying to look at my sheet music at the same time and going, oh boy, I got a lot going on. You're going to have a lot going on too. So let's see how we do. Okay, let's go really slow. If you want, I added in these percussive ideas, those little snowflake looking things there. When we get to there, you can tap your guitar twice, right? Where each snowflake is meant to be a tap. So I heard the captain say, pay me my money down, tomorrow is my sailing day. Pay me my money down. That's what it's meant to be. Now, tapping your guitar is just one more element to add into your fingerstyle repertoire. Okay, that's one way. Fingers flat, kind of get that sound. Fingers on the ends. Get a lot more specific tap. Okay, the one I see tons of guitar players doing these days, taking their thumb and whacking the 6th string up against their frets. I don't think I like that because I know what I'm doing to this fret is beating it up, and I'm also tearing my guitar string up when I do that. But you see, sounds kind of cool. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's something that you see a lot of guys doing it. So give it a try. All right. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Let's play through it a couple of times. Let's go to the bottom, come back up, try it once, twice. Depending on if I'm playing it well, we'll play it twice. If I'm messing it up real good, we'll play it 3 times. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Get your E chord on, get your pinky where it's supposed to be. Sorry about that, guys. In major 13, ready, play. my page turn. Let's go to measure 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it one more time. I'm going to start at measure 1. One more time. I can't believe I've blown this 4 times around, 3 times around. Right? From measure 1, please. Last time through, no matter how good or bad, let's play it. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Measure 13. Letting it ring all the way out without taking the chord off. So I was really fighting E minor or the E chord with my pinky moving all around here, right? And so I know if I want to work on this song, I know exactly what I need to do to get better is to really just focus in on those chords and those measures where I've got to do some. And so I've got to work on getting my pinky to be much more responsible and following along where it's supposed to be happening in that particular piece of music. So a couple of you are teachers that log into this, and so I just want to talk to you briefly about how to take these pieces of music and use them in an ensemble situation. I write them all basically the same way. You always get the chords, right? So if you got kids that are in your class or you're trying to teach somebody to play, those 2 chords are really important. Teach them to keep a nice 4-beat pattern in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be one voice that we would be playing. Second voice would be the melody line, right? Obviously, that's where we're going to put those students that are working on memorizing how to, not memorizing necessarily, but getting better at playing the tablature. Third voicing down there under arpeggios. In this case, I just put a bass line in there. So there's supposed to be thung, 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 thung. That would be very beginner tablature reader. Put them down there on the bass line. And with the tough axe line, I don't ask that to be played in ensemble. Now in our orchestra, we do have a few people that play that as their thing that they do. I would say I wouldn't necessarily encourage that, but if there is a student that's like, yeah, I want to play the whole thing, I want to really get to that higher level, playing tough axe in time, super challenging, but it's actually kind of fun. Now normally the arpeggio patterns we're using multiple fingers, but on this one I just set it up as straight up thumb to give those students a chance to play something kind of cool with their friends, right? Let's go through it one last time. Not the tough axe, because clearly I need to work on that. But let's sing it. And I want to talk about arpeggios are something I want all guitar players to work on. So you're doing thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring. And since I don't have an arpeggio written out that's worth playing, I got to make one up. And the way I make that up is by just holding the chords, and then I'm going to do 1, 2, thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, So that's just one measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you want to get fancy, do it the opposite way. Ring, middle, index, thumb. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the other way to do it. Okay, let's just go through. We'll sing it just one time through. Be ready for when you get to that last, when your ring finger hits on beat 4 and you got to get over to the E chord. You want to be fancy, switch your strings up here for the E's. That way your thumb is root noting on the E string. It's going to sound real good. And when you go back to A, drop down to string 5. And you get that nice root sound there. Okay? From the top, 1, 2, 3. I thought I heard the captain say, baby, my money down. Tomorrow is my sailing day. Baby, my money down. Baby, my money down. Baby, you'll go to jail. I missed my intro. Here we go. Pay me my money down. A little vibrato on 5. That's another way to, that I would teach students if I had a whole bunch of students, or even if I had one student. I was like, hey, let's talk about other types of things you can do with your right hand to get this song where it comes alive. If you're Bruce Springsteen, you just have to be Bruce and sing it, and it will come alive. If you're a newer level guitar player, you got to bring all these tools in and try to get it to come up to life. That's what I have to do today to talk to you about this song. Tomorrow, and those of you guys that are just happening by and thinking, I wonder what he's teaching. Tomorrow we do Santa Lucia, which is the level 3 song. Absolutely beautiful Italian song. And I do want to encourage you to come play that. It's one of those songs that you could play for a long time. It's going to sound real nice tomorrow. So go to denverguitarorchestra.com, pick up the sheet music for that. Let's study up on that just a little bit. And I will be here tomorrow at 5:45 to cover that song. And that's what I got for you today. So any last comments, you can stick them over there, or you can just sneak off into the night to play Pay Me My Money Down. If you would want to skip going to Denver Guitar Orchestra, you can just go straight to subscribe here and then hit refresh about 5:45, and I will magically appear live tomorrow. And thumbs up, thumbs down on the video if you want. It doesn't matter to me, but if you thought, hey, maybe I learned something, give me a thumbs up. And with that, I smell my wife making dinner, and I'm going to head out and go have some of that. And she's a pretty good cook. Not a pretty good cook. She's a phenomenal cook. So you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see you tomorrow. Oh, guitar is so big. I know, Linda, it's gigantic, right? And especially you play ukulele a little bit and then you come and play guitar, you're just holding that darn thing. Absolutely. It's, in fact, I'm teaching these classes here. I've been switched down to a 3/4 size guitar just because it's a little bit smaller for me. Hold on. Janine, thanks for being here. Glad you were taking time to check these videos out. One mention on the size of the guitar. Most of us are playing the wrong size of guitar. 3/4 size is probably just 7/8 size is probably the right size for me. Most of us end up with full size guitar, and it's just really too big. And so, I'm not telling you to go buy another guitar, but yeah, you're probably fighting it just because it's a giant thing in your lap, and it's just one more thing we have to deal with this guitar, with this instrument, is just holding the darn thing. So, anyway. All those strings. Oh, there's that too. All right, you guys. It's hard. It's worth the work. We'll keep you guessing for the rest of your life. Stick with it. I will see all of you guys hopefully tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for being here. Ending the stream.